Hi guys, welcome back to our new Java programming lesson. So this will be our 6th video about Java, and today we're going to talk about the naming conventions for variables and constants, and of course Java data types. Now, I just want to remind you that this is the continuation of our lesson from the 5th video. So make sure that you watch it first before you head into this video. Don't worry guys, I will put the link below of the 5th videos to make sure that you don't miss it. Okay, so let's continue. So we have topic 3, naming conventions for variables and constants. Okay, so we have a question. Why are naming conventions important? Okay, so in real life, we know that even if names sound the same, like for example here, Jane and Jane, they are two different people. Okay, so iba yung kanilang spelling, diba? Pero magkaiba rin sila ng tao. Hindi porket na same yung pagbanggit ng kanilang pangalan is same na rin sila. Okay, so they are two different people. So the same logic applies for programming, especially in Java. If we need to differentiate variables and constants from one another, each variable and constants has to have a unique name. For example nga, si Jane and Jane. So, iba kay Jane, iba si Jane, iba din si Jane. Okay? In addition, the Java programming language follows naming convention. Siyempre. So, sa pag-name ng ating variable, may kailangan tayong sundan. Siyempre, para mas madali yung pagbasa and ma-eliminate yung mga error natin. And siyempre, para mabigyan din ng purpose. Diba? For example, sa iyong program, kailangan mo ng student ID and yung pangalan ng student. So, pwede nating isa-isahin yun. For example, gawa tayo ng variable for student ID. We could say string student ID. Okay? So, we would know that this variable is for the ID number of the student. Okay? So, next, we could pwede nating himay-himayin yung pangalan. For example, F name. No? So, malalaman natin agad na ito ay first name. And M name for middle name. And L name for last name. Okay? So, that's how you create a proper naming variable. No? So, hindi katulad ng maglagay tayo ng string A or string B, string X, string Y, or int X, int Y. No? So, pwede naman yung mga ganong variable, naming ng variable. Pero, pag sobrang haba na kasi ng iyong program, paano mo identify na ito ay itong X na to ay para dito, itong Y na to ay para dito. Okay? So, hindi ka kaagad magkakaroon ng idea kung para saan yung variable na yon. So, much better na magkaroon ng identity yung iyong variable. Okay? Okay, next, so we have Java naming conventions for variables. So, in Java programming, we have a rules. No? Sa pag-name ng ating variable, meron tayong rules na dapat sundin. Okay? So, hindi palaging programmer or user yung palaging masusunod. Meron tayong rules pagdating sa pag-name ng ating variables. So, ano-ano ba yun? So, these are the list of the things that we should follow. So, the first one, all identifiers should begin with a letter. No? Should begin with a letter. Hindi number, hindi character. But with a letter. No? So, you can use the alphabet, the currency character, or the underscore. So, ito lang yung allowed na gamitin pagdating sa paggawa ng ating variable. No? Letters, currency, yung $sign, and then the underscore. Next one, after the first character, identifiers can have any combination of characters. For example, gumamit tayo ng $sign, yung unahan ng ating variable. No? So, after nyan, pwede mo nang maglagay ng number. For example, $1, 2, 3. Okay? So, tatanggapin ni Java yon kasi nga, okay naman yung ating variable. Currency naman siya. So, later on, papakita ko sa inyo kung tatanggapin niya ba talaga yung variable ng ganong klase ng pag-name. Okay? Next one, A keyword cannot be used as identifier or a variable. Ano-ano ba yung mga keyword? Ito yung mga public, class, string, yung ating data types, int, short, no? Hindi natin silang pwede gawing identifier or variable. And most importantly, identifiers are case sensitive. Ayan, tulad nga ng example kanina, yung Jane and Jane, no? Yung isang Jane is merong Y. So, i-read ni Java na magkaiba sila. Okay? Kasi yung isa merong Y, yung isa wala. Okay? So, next, these are the example of legal identifiers. So, as you can see, we have the age. Ayan. No, gumamit tayo ng currency, $sign. And value, underscore 1, value. So, these are accepted by the Java. And next is, we have the illegal identifiers. So, as you can see, number ang ginamit. No? Hindi tatanggapin ni Java yan. And yung isa, meron tayong special character which is yung negative sign. No? Yung minus sign. Okay? So, let's go to our IDE. Let's try those variables. No? So, try natin si currency. So, let's say currency, wait lang. Let's say int currency salary equals 10. And create tayo ng statement system.out.println and tawagin natin yung ating variable na currency salary. Okay? So, try natin i-run. Okay, so that's it. No, tananggap. How about naman underscore? So, palitan natin yung ating variable ng underscore. For example, underscore my salary and underscore ulit. So, try lang natin. And then, papalitan din natin yung ating statement sa baba. Underscore salary underscore. Okay? So, try natin kung tatanggapin. Okay. So, ayan. So, tinanggap ni Java yung ganitong uri ng pag-name, no, ng ating variable. Okay, so let's proceed to our topic 4, which is Java data types. So, as explained in the previous video, a variable in Java must have an specified data type. No? Hindi siya pwedeng walang data type. Diba? Tulad ng sinabi ko, ito yung format na kailangan natin sundin. Ito yung format na dapat meron sa ating variable. Kasi, paano ma-identify ni Java na kung yan ba ay string or kung yan ba ay number kung walang data type. So, these are the example of data types na pwede natin ilagay. For example, int my num is equals to 5. Ayan. So, imagine, no, kung walang int data type and my num lang, paano ngayon ma-identify ni Java na yan ay number? No? Yung variable mo is para sa number. Di ba? So, you have to put a data type. No? Specify natin dapat yung data type nating gagamitin. Okay, so we have float here, char, boolean, and string. Okay? So, we have a primitive data types na tinatawag, di ba? Na-discuss ko na rin ito from the previous video. So, data types are divided into two groups. Okay? So, the primitive, syempre, ayan, and the non-primitive. Okay? So, let's proceed. So, these are the primitive data types. So, we have first 1 byte. No? So, ang size niya is 1 byte. Stores whole number from -128 to 127. So, maliit lang. Pag lumampas tayo sa 127, ang kailangan mo nang gamitin is short, no? Which is 2 bytes naman and store whole number from 32,000 something. Ayan. No? Pag lumampas na tayo dyan, we have to use int. And int, ayan na, million na, billion, I think. No? So, ang dami ng digits yan. So, kung kulang pa rin yan, you can use long. No? And then, we have float, stores fractional numbers fraction and sufficient for storing 6 to 7 decimal digit. And kung kulang naman, halimbawa kinulang yung 7 digit, now you can use double na nag-store ng 15 decimal digits. Okay? And then we have also boolean that stores true or false value, and char that stores a single character or letter or ASCII value. Okay? So just look at this primitive data type. So ito yung kanilang sizes and then yung description. Ayan. So normally ang ginagamit lang naman natin, for example, sa number is int. No? So madalas lang tayo gumamit ng long. And kung may decimal point, ang madalas na ginagamit ay double. Okay? And boolean for true or false, and char for a single character. Okay? So let's proceed. So primitive number types are divided into two groups. So we have integer types, no? Primitive number types, meaning ano ba yung mga number types? Balik tayo dito. Sila si byte, short, int, long, float, double. Yun yung mga data type na nag-accept ng numbers. So hati pa rin yan, no? Yung primitive number types are divided into two groups. So the integer types store whole number, yung kanyang pwedeng store, positive man or negative. Siyempre, without decimal. No? Yun yung unang type ng ating primitive number type, integer type. These are the valid types for integer types, no? Yung byte, short, int, and long. And how about the other one? So we have the floating point, no? So yung float and double. Ito naman yung mga nag-accept ng decimal point. Okay, so let's go back to our IDE. Try natin isa-isa yung bawat data types, no? For example, start tayo kay byte. Ayan. So type natin byte. For example, my num is equals to 10. Okay? So palitan natin yung ating statement here. Palitan natin ng my num kung execute niya, and try natin i-run. Okay, so yun, no? So tinanggap niya si byte, and let's try naman si short. Ayan, so try natin i-run. Okay, so tinanggap din, and of course int, palitan natin. Okay. So next is long, kung tatanggapin niya. Ayan. So okay naman. So those are the integer types, no? Yung nag-accept ng whole number. Okay? So what about the decimal points or the floating type points, no? We can use float and double. So ano ba yung pagkakaiba nila? For example, type natin float my number is equals to 5.99f. Sir, bakit may f doon sa float? So f represent the float, no? Parang literal meaning niya na talaga yon. Na pagka may f, meaning babasahin ni Java na yan ay float. Okay? So try natin i-run. Ayan. Okay, so unaccept naman ni Java yung ating float data, no? Sabi ko kanina, ang float kaya mag-accept ng 6 to 7 decimal point, decimal digits. So try natin dumihan 5.999999. So that is 6 digit na 9, no? So try natin i-run. Okay, so tinanggap pa din. So 6 siyang 9, lagay tayo ng 1 at ang isa pang 1. So ilan na yan? 8. 8 digits na siya. Try natin kung babasahin niya pa rin. Run. Okay, so anong napansin? Siyempre, hindi niya na binasa yung isang number. Kasi ang kaya niya lang basahin is hanggang 7 decimal digits. Okay? So, kung lalampas na dyan yung decimal digits, we can use double. So, si double naman, kaya niya mag-store ng up to 15 decimal digits. Okay? Okay, next, so we have Boolean. So it can store true or false lang naman, no? So try natin. Boolean, my num is equals to true. And then system.out.println my num. Okay, so try natin. Ayan. So, ang output natin is true kasi yun ang ating nilagay sa value ng ating variable my num. Okay, try natin gawing false. Type natin false. Run. Okay. So, tanggap ni Java yung ating variable. And next is char, no? Or char. So, try natin. Char my num is equals to quotation, single quotation, B, and single quotation again. Ayan. So, this is different from string. No, sa string, double quotation. And pag kay char, single quotation. Okay? And system.out.println, type natin my grade. Okay? So, try natin i-run kung anong lalabas. Ngayon. So, lumabas yung letter B. Yung value ng ating my grade. Okay? So, isa pa. Magkaroon tayo na sa pang example para kay char. So, we can use ASCII. No? Para, ano ba yung ASCII? Ito yung gagamit tayo ng number pero ang madi-display ay character. Nasa pakita ko na lang. ASCII number ang tawag doon. So, for example, char my grade equals 65. And then, lagay ulit tayo, comma, my grade 2 equals 66. And my grade 3 equals 67. Okay? So, try natin i-run. Ayan. So, that is the output of using ASCII. Okay? Yan yung output niya. Okay, so we are done with the primitive data types. How about naman yung non-primitive data types? So, non-primitive types are created by the programmer, no? Or the user. And it is not defined by Java except kay string kasi si string ay predefined ni Java. So, these are the difference between primitive and non-primitive. Non-primitive types can be used to call methods. Na? Pwede natin gamitin yung non-primitive types to call a method, while primitive types cannot. And next is primitive type has always a value, while primitive type can be null or empty. Okay? So, useful yan. For example, sa pag-run mo ng iyong program, kailangan wala pang value. So, you can use primitive type. Now, very useful ang non-primitive type. And then, next, primitive type starts with a lowercase, while the non-primitive type starts with an uppercase. Okay? And then, last one, the size of a primitive type depends on the data type. Diba? Yung pinakita kong sizes kanina, so nakadepende yung type nung, yung size nung data. Okay? While non-primitive types have all the same size. Okay? So, you don't have to worry about having a double or float, yun, no? Or integer type. You don't have to worry about that when using non-primitive type kasi they are all the same size. They have all the same size. Okay? Okay, so this would be the end of this video. No, I hope na natuto kayo kung paano gumamit ng tamang variable and mag-define ng tamang data types, no? So, sana magamit natin sa mga susunod pa nating activity, sa susunod nating mga program. Sana maging maayos yung pag-name ng ating variable, no? So, that's it. So, thank you for watching and have a good day.